We're in again with a Japanese mirror. It is on this side in the blue. It is Matti, the Tsukiyomi. And on the top side, it is Benny WR, two very high level players playing the Japanese. He's also playing Amaterasu. And this map, for anybody unaware, is in the ranked map pools. These guys are playing live right now. And it is a wild map. So these are all shallows. So how the shallows work is you can drop a dock here. You can get all of your units out. So you can build your hammer ships. You can build your whatever. But you can also walk in it. So we're going to be seeing a mixture of normal units and dock units. And we'll see how it goes. I've played this in the early access. And it's pretty crazy. You can also wall up. I don't know why I just didn't think of it. But you can wall up. So you can wall your fish to kind of keep them in. And I believe what you probably can do is put your docks around right on top of each of the food sources, so you can get some really good efficiency on those fish. Or you can kind of put them, if you're here, so you've got three here, you can whack your dock here and be very, very close to each of them. There's not a ton of fish though in safe spots. I've found that sometimes. I think I played this map 3 times, and once there was a fish spawn here with 3 fish, which was really, really nice, where it couldn't be raided because of these nice willow trees here. This might be a map really where you can have your Miko scouting around early just to see where some of those fish are, to get the kind of two scouts on to see those fish. But Shrine decided to go up here. Does make sense if you want to get that favor in. What did Benny do with his as well? So Benny is Noir, so is going to get those slow boost up of these chickens, slow boost up of the cherry trees next to his shrine. They decide to just go for, one right next to the fish, one right next to the fish on this side. So very similar start. I think Matti, maybe it's his first time playing this map, did decide to drop the watermill first. I would say one thing about this map compared to every other water map in this game is this doesn't start with aggressive hunt. So if you think of all the other ones, if you think of Mediterranean, if you think of Midgard, if you think of Anatolia, they all start with like boars or some kind of hippos or whatever the aggressive animals are, where you can pull them underneath your town center. This one doesn't. So you can bring the green pheasants underneath by hitting them once from this side, and it will bring them in towards your town center. But it's so much to do in the early game. It means you're not going to get the scouting in if you want to do that with your scout. If you're doing it with a villager, it means you're not collecting things. It's kind of awkward. So both players are deciding to drop the watermills down, but I wonder how the meta will go for this map later on. Are there any other docks going in? Looks like the fish are just kind of moving over here. That's what I mean about the scouting. Like, this is so far away. You're not really getting the value from it. Need to get a decent amount on the food, which they are both doing. Temple going up quickly for Benny because he's almost there with the villagers, with the food, sorry. And then Temple going up with one villager for El Matador, for Matti, but very similar. You can also build on this water, so you can put your castles there. You can put anything there. It's a map that we haven't seen before, and it's wild, to be honest. It's absolutely crazy. And the watermill going up at the back here very nicely. And actually, something we saw Benny do is, because he put his shrine in the most defensive wood spot, he doesn't really want to go for this wood. So he's gone for every straggler tree that was around here and then decided to go this side. And we see the wall coming up. I don't know why when I played this map, I thought you couldn't wall because of the water. It really puts you off. So hopefully these players are better than me. And then, this is how the fishing ships kind of go. Definitely needs to get another dock out on this way. Both players going to the next age. So we have Inari Akami, which is the spider lady god, and the one which upgrades your foxes, your kitsunes. And on this side, we have Amine Uzume, who is your the weasel lady. I should probably have better names for these ones, but the weasels are so good. I think the weasels are going to be my favorite myth unit to use. They are very, very strong. You also get the god power to drop down, where if your weasel dies, it just comes back to life. So maybe some good weasel raids will be happening on this one. And with the weasels, here he is. Look at him. You can use your solar shield, which is your kind of... Oh, look at his face too. He looks so happy. Yeah. But if you use this one, you can make him invulnerable for a short amount of time. So if he gets low, you can just use that one and he's be absolutely fine. Hagrid says the DPS on them is crazy. Yeah, if you get the upgrade too, the upgrade is so good. I was watching some games when I was on the train back from London yesterday. I think it was Averley versus Pegasus, and Averley was just sacking those like just straight underneath the town center because you get them back at some point. New Moon is used. I think it's used on the stable. It's the kind of standard place to use it so far in this kind of... I mean, this is literally day 1. I'm recording this day 2. So actually, no, this is live. So this is day 2 of using the Japanese. But the stables just seems like a good play because you get these upgrades. You get this upgrade for extra cavalry HP. You can also get 3 cavalry out like instantly, as we saw Matty do there. And you get the medium upgrade. So really strong. But in comes the Weasel. The Weasel, he's probably outmatched here by the 5 dudes, so needs to run that one back, but deciding not to. Also changing who he's going for, probably not ideal, but is going to use the invulnerability. Can't really see it because of the water. It's just on the top there, but this is what I mean. I think it's such a big bait god power. So maybe that's what he was doing with that micro, getting them down slightly lower. Yeah, actually true. It hasn't been 24 hours yet, so maybe it is day 1. Yeah, it is probably about not even 24 hours yet. So it's still day 1. I do agree. And the fishing ships here are a bit wild. And they're going to get raided down. I think the only map which we had similar to this one was Kurlauga, I think is what it's called, where they have the shallows on each side, but it's not quite like this one. I think when I first saw this map, I didn't know it was shallows, and I thought, what are you going to do? But anyway, what are we going here? Matty's getting his Persine upgrades, getting his Bushy Heroes in, getting a ramming galley or ramming Wasson on this side. Benny going for those infantry instead, so he's getting his samurais out, the kind of elite units. Also, a couple of docks in. Both players defending their positions pretty well. Matty just going for the kind of more aggression to defend, if that makes sense. The hammer ship raids on villages. Yes, the hammer ship raids are in. And that's the sharp sword of that samurai. So the samurai, for the first couple of seconds, does a lot of damage. So if you can bait that one out and then fight them, they're nowhere near as strong. They're still insane. Don't want to throw those ships away for free, but is kind of baiting them into those Yumi archers. So yeah, kind of the mixed comp. Both players going for those ramming options. I mean, they do have a large amount of hack damage. So 16.7 hack damage per second. Nice play again to get his solar shield on. Only got the one Miko though, so won't be able to spam that one out constantly. And unfortunately, this ramming Wasson is going for the wrong one. Needs to go for this low HP guy, but... And here we are, the Razor Wind Weasels. The Bushy going down. And I expect this is how this map's probably going to go. I think you have to classical fight this map. I can't see a situation where you would grab early town centers or go for some... I mean, maybe you could go for some kind of fast heroic option after just getting a couple of units out to defend yourself, because then you can get your heroic age myth unit, whatever that is for whatever civ you're deciding to play. And then some of the civs have some really nice upgrades for the heroic age options for your ships. I don't know which one it is. For the Japanese, one of them turns your siege boats into Son of Osiris type boats where they get the chain lightning. I wonder if we'll see this one in this game. Both players going hard classical fight though, but I've been done by that. I played against Gerbot doing that one, and he absolutely wrecked me. It's insane. The samurai takes down the boats very nicely. I think samurais are just, I think it says they're good against everything, right? Yeah, good against whatever it can reach, and I think that's definitely sums them up very nicely. They do have a bonus versus infantry, though. Look at him, just bonk, bonk. Oh no, didn't want to kill that one off. Needs to run away. Doesn't want to sacrifice the 8 HP. I mean, this is some micro that you never really had to think about. You're ramming ramming ships onto the infantry. Raise the wind. Weasel us back. Both players extremely equal in both respects. So we got Bushido tiers are... Oh, this one looks like a little bit behind for Matty, so it doesn't have quite the same Bushido. That's because the Samurais gain Bushido XP on their own, and they also get boosted by that Amaterasu tech. A nice little pullback micro from these Yumi archers. I have kind of mentioned it, but it is a little bit awkward to kite with these, at least for someone like me, because they're a little bit slow on the attacking. I'm sure Matty will be absolutely on it, though. Probably one of his biggest strengths is this APM, the kind of small bits of micro that you manage to do. And countering those samurais pretty nicely is going to force them all out. We did see that Matty's gold mine has actually finished in this main base. It is going to have to move forward, and all the gold mines are forward. There's none back on this one. Maybe this is the most back kind of gold mine that we've got here. Deciding to go for one that's completely out of the way. You can, as I mentioned right at the start, you can also wall this off. I assume you can wall it through the fish, but that's just something to bear in mind. And also, if you were to wall this off, the ships can't come over the land, so it's actually kind of pretty well secured from at least the kind of the boats. If you're moving your boats around with your units, you're probably going to want to do it on the water. Looks like we're seeing Raijin coming in for Benny. Wanted to get that one in. Should we see what Raijin gives you? I don't want to miss anything. Oh god, where is he? So Raijin boats doesn't give any boat stuff. I'm starting to figure out what all these guys do, but the boat techs, not a clue. Some houses kind of coming up here. Both players kind of sitting back. I think Matty is just getting pure units in, getting his Mikos over to heal up his very low HP boats. I think they look damaged still. I think that's just a bit of a spectator bug. I looked at Fujin, not Raijin, did I? Why do I keep clicking the wrong guy? I did. Raijin. So is it this one? Deals. Yes. So Raijin has the chain lightning boats. We'll see if Benny knows about that one. Getting mixed up with my Jins. Heavy Naginata riders in, and a big power spike coming in with those drums, with the Thunderburst drums. You see how much damage this actually does. Just the AoE also. Does it bump his own units up? No, but they do kind of stop while the units are in the air, so can't get the damage done while they're up there. But does stop them in place. Now the Raiju is in. So love that guy. And then the Hunin Gaio, I think, is a really good myth unit too. Kind of dives underneath and then does a bit of splash damage up. But this gold mining operation has been stopped kind of 50 gold in and then decided to go over here. So not too bad for Matty here, but has got his Wassons. Literal splash damage. It's true. Literal splash damage. And the siege ships are queued up, so potentially the upgrade can come in if Benny sees that one. Hey, there he is. Big splash damage. Taking out all this fishing operation too. And I assume that these were kind of trying to build out units. And now big raid coming in this side. Can move over to this side if he needs to. And unfortunately, Miko's going to get caught out there. So a nice heroic age push coming from Benny. And now Matty is stuck. Pure classical age. I mean, one good thing about the Japanese being stuck, they do have heavy samurais anyway, because they've been getting that XP. Ooh, Swampland use, which is kind of forcing Benny to fight here. So really nice play to get them up against those Yumi archers. I think Raiju is going to go to town on this backline. Not enough heroes here for Matty to really deal with them. Literally just that one bushy hero. Can also... Oh, he's used it on something else back here. Could have potentially saved that one for the Raiju, but I think it's doing enough damage on its own anyway. and turning and fighting. And we see how good these little weasel boys are. Taking out everything. Oh, missing the splash damage that time. I don't think we're going to see... Son of Osiris boats. What we're seeing up here, yeah. So there's also hunt on this water too, which just looks it just looks really weird. The one thing about staying classical, as the Japanese, of course, they don't have ballistics for their archers, so some well-timed dodges, just some kind of moving away of these samurais means that they won't get touched until they kind of stand still, so, or at least run straight away from you rather than at some kind of angle. I think Matty is just kind of forced into just building loads of units, almost baiting with this three villager gold mine here, just so he can carry on this gold mining operation at the bottom, which is something something that I never really think of, but it's definitely worth it. Can keep gathering gold for a significant period of time. The Yumi Archer Ball getting some serious damage done. Raiju goes down. The ships coming around here, more ramming ships, so big hack damage ships, but the Archers should be able to take those out. They only have 19 pierce armor compared to some of the other ones. Nice ball here, but I think the Hunningayo is just going to be too strong, too tanky. Well played to Benny there. One of the stranger maps that we now have in the ranked map pool, but I think it could make for some pretty good games.